What projects can CPI do, and what sort of money will be saved to the public? By using the not-for-profit CPI to handle contracting out of non-core police work, it's a big win for the taxpayers and for police chiefs and their police service boards. Using the CPI for procurement, management, audit, and compliance of contractors providing uniformed personnel for court security, prisoner transport, crossing guards, crime scene guarding, traffic diversion and construction site access, and basic playground and neighborhood patrol can save taxpayers 50% off current costs.
Are there parts of policing that don't need to be done by what I call full metal jacket police officers? And I think that's where CPI comes in. The question as to whether or not a police service needs to be spending $6 to $8 million of its budget providing security in a courthouse is questionable at best. But in reality, they're not even full-fledged police officers. They're special constables who typically don't carry sidearms, in fact, in the case of Ontario.
It's a pretty irritated public out there because, you know, there's a finite amount of money and it's all coming from the same people. And that being the case, that's why people who come up with innovative solutions and actually show that it's more efficient, even if it just costs the same as prices are going up with everybody else, I mean, that will be looked upon as a major achievement.
It is very important that institutions such as Civic Protection Institute try to help the police focus on, you know, very key police work and help Canada be a stronger Canada and be, you know, as crime-free as possible, and yet be safe in other non-essential police functions, i.e. events or school guard crossing, lifeguard, you know.
Public funds are strapped. Municipal budgets are strained. We cannot carry on as usual. Status quo won't cut it anymore. You know, mayors across the country are saying we need to cut services in schools, education, and utility services and garbage pickup. Public safety is not immune to that.
We try to find savings in a very small amount of our costs instead of looking at savings in a large amount. As an example, on average in Ontario, about 85% of the costs of policing are salary costs. Now, many would say, well, they make too much money or they continue to get high increases. But one of the arguments should be as well that we have people doing police work who don't need to be police officers. We have people in policing who actually don't need to be employees. We can instead have some of that work contracted out to other organizations to provide the service that would be equal to or better than the service they're receiving already.
Coming from the private sector, we understand how pricing and costing is put together. We understand the margins, and so we understand where the sweet spot of value is. We understand that possibly a lot more intimately than, say, a traditional police procurement department would. So we can cut right to the core. We know where the pricing should come in. And so that, I think, is a great value add for the public safety people.